Hi, welcome to my video on the composition of trig functions number 2. Just more examples. The more examples you see done, hopefully the better you understand. Find the value of each as a radian in terms of pi. We want a radian, not degrees. So we have the cos sine to the negative 1 on composite function of cos pi over 3. Well, pi over 3, pi is 180 divided by 3, so that's a 60. So this is sine to the negative 1 cos of 60. I like to look at degrees instead of radians. So 60 degrees is right here, first here, let's say. Draw perpendicular. So I got a 60-degree rotation. So that's a 60-degree reference. That's a 30. That's a 1. Opposite 30, opposite 60 is root 3. Hypotenuse is 2. So the sine to the negative 1 on the cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Remember, we learned those trig ratios. SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. And secant is S, so cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Cos is C, so I have a secant. Secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Tan is cot, reciprocal, so it's A over O, adjacent over opposite. Anyway, we have cos to be 1/2. Now, to pick up the 1/2, we have a sine. Sine is between negative 90, 0 and 90, and negative between 0 and negative 90, positive between 0 and 90. So this is a positive 2. So positive sine is in the first quadrant, so I have an angle. So sine is in the first quadrant. Here it is. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so that means this angle is 30 degrees. This is a 60. So the inverse of 1/2 is the 30-degree angle, because it got to be between, as we said right here, between 0 and 90. So it's a 30. Check with your calculator. Inverse sine of 1/2, you get 30. And as a radian, well, we take the 30, and we multiply by pi over 180. 30 and the 30 goes once, that's a 6. So pi over 6 is in terms of, so instead of 30 degrees, I have a radian, it's pi over 6. And think about it. 180 divided by 6 is 30. And notice pi over 6 is the reference angle. Now, number 2, arc cot, or cot to the negative 1 up the cot of 11 pi over 6. Well, 11 pi over 6 is the same as 11. Pi is 180 degrees divided by 6. Once, 30. 6 and 180 goes 30. And that's 11 times 30 is 330 degrees. So we have 330 degrees from here, so we go all the way around right to here. There it is. And we draw a terminal arm out. That's 330. That means this arc right here is 30. That means the central angle is the same size, perpendicular. This is a 60. Opposite 30 is a 1. Opposite 60 is root 3. Hypotenuse is 2. Root 3. And the x is positive. The hypotenuse is always positive, so that's a negative. So we're ready to do the cot of 330 is the same as the cot of 30. Cot is, tan is opposite over adjacent, cot is adjacent over opposite. So that means it's of the 30 adjacent, which is root 3 over opposite, which is negative 1. So it's a negative root 3. Okay, that's done. Now we have to find arc cot of a negative root 3. But before we do that, we have to look at cot. Tan is from negative 90 to a 90, so cot is from 0 to 90 to 180. And it's positive from 0 to 90 always, and then it's negative from 90 to 180. Between 0 and 90 is always positive, so it's the other part that's the negative. This is a negative number, so that means this is in quadrant 2. So let's draw this in quadrant 2. Terminal arm, quadrant 2 is this rotation as far as here. Quadrant 2, drop a perpendicular, and we have cot. Again, cot is adjacent, so this cot is adjacent over opposite, so that's negative root 3 over 1. So that means we have the adjacent side is root 3 and the opposite side is 1. Now before I put that in, even though this is negative, it might not necessarily be negative in this quadrant. Let's say this is the x, which is negative, okay? This is positive, so this number is negative, but it don't have to be. It could be reversed. A fraction is negative, either by the numerator or denominator being negative. So that's a 1 root 3, and that's a 2. And so cot is adjacent over opposite. So the adjacent over the opposite is, that's a 1. That means that angle is a 30. So that means we have to have 30 degrees as the reference, but the rotation got to be between 90 and 180. So that means it's this rotation we got to have. So that means this angle is 150. So that's 150 because it got to be between 90 and 180. So this is 150 degrees. Now we have to change 150 degrees multiplied by pi over 180. Cancel the 0, dividing by 10. 3 into 15 goes 5. 3 into 18 goes 6. So we have 5 pi over 6. So what's the reference angle? 30. 30 is a pi over 6. 180 divided by 6 is 30. How many 30s is in 180? 5 of them. Sorry, how many 30s is in 150? There's 5 of them. So 5 pi over 6 is the same as 150 degrees. So that's some more examples done to explain the composite functions in relation to inverses and the normal trig functions. And again, if you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button if you wish. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained, which is just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.